Dr. Anika has survived something impossible, and now government agents want to know exactly what happened to her. The story begins inside an interrogation room, where agents question Anika for the 72nd time. After checking her condition, they ask what she saw and how she managed to stay alive. Anika then begins telling them her story. As a child, Anika was very close to her sister, Clara. One day, they catch a firefly in a jar, but decide to let it go because it needs air. Suddenly, Clara drops the jar and collapses. Anika calls for help, but Clara is rushed to the hospital and later dies while Anika holds her hand. This painful moment stays with Anika for the rest of her life. Years later, Anika becomes a brilliant scientist known for being the first person to photograph dark matter. At a science event, a billionaire named Sam gives a speech about life beyond Earth. He says he is not a visionary. He is simply someone who observes what already exists. Sam notices Anika and praises her work in front of everyone. After the event, he approaches her privately and offers her a secret job. They meet at a bar, where Anika explains how she used hundreds of data sets to discover patterns hidden in space. When Sam asks why she studies the universe, she says she wants to know what is out there. Sam offers her a 1-year contract at a small laboratory on a remote Caribbean island. He refuses to explain the project because it is confidential. Anika guesses that he is searching for aliens, but Sam gives her a shocking answer. He says he is collecting them. Curious and excited, Anika accepts the offer. Later, she travels by boat to the island and arrives at Gateway Labs. There, she meets Charlie, an electronics engineer and the lab's director. He was hired by Sam to inspect the strange technology installed on the island. The facility has only about 10 staff members because Sam wants to keep the project secret. Inside the lab, Anika meets Dr. Perry, a scientist who is receiving an immune booster. Anika tries to introduce herself, but Perry ignores her and acts rude. He believes Sam sent Anika to spy on him. Charlie also tries to be friendly, but Perry treats him badly too. As Perry gives them a tour, he reminds them that every message and conversation is monitored under the strict agreement they sign. Anika quickly realizes that this is not a normal science lab, and Sam is hiding something much bigger than she expected. Inside the lab, Charlie is amazed by the strange machines, but Dr. Perry warns him not to touch anything. Perry explains that humans are like apex predators. They are powerful, but they may destroy themselves because they always want more resources. He believes humanity is searching for another planet because Earth may not be enough forever. But if aliens already exist, humans may not be the most advanced species in the universe. Perry says scientists have been searching for alien radio signals, but that method only covers a tiny part of space and uses old technology. Instead, he has built something much more advanced, an FTL communicator the machine uses to connected particles. One stays on Earth while the other is sent far into space. Even across light years, the two particles can still exchange information. Charlie says this should be impossible because it breaks the laws of physics, but Perry says it does not break physics. It only goes beyond what humans currently understand. Anika also doubts him, but Perry insists that the machine works. He reveals that he built the first version in his basement 6 years earlier. He tells Anika and Charlie to improve the machine, then leaves them alone. Later, Perry checks on his daughter, Lucy, who is playing outside with ants. He tells her that humans once studied ants to solve traffic problems. He also asks about her school, but Lucy barely responds. Perry leaves, showing that he has a distant relationship with his own daughter. Back in the lab, Anika checks the alien signal again and remembers her sister Clara. When they were young, the sisters once thought there were monsters outside their tent while camping. Clara wanted to leave, but Anika stopped her because she was scared of losing her. That evening, Charlie wants to activate the transmitter and send a message to the aliens, but Anika thinks it may be too dangerous. She wonders what aliens could be capable of. Charlie then tells her about his old project. He worked on a bionic eye that used tiny electrodes to send signals from the eye to the brain. The technology helped blind people see again. Over time, the device became more advanced. Charlie says the newest version may eventually give people better vision than normal human eyes. This makes Anika realize that technology can improve humans, but it can also create dangers they may not be ready for. Charlie believes humans will keep improving their bodies with technology. He says people may eventually replace every weak body part with artificial ones. In the end, humans may even place their minds inside strong machines or computer chips. Charlie calls this the final stage of human evolution, but Anika disagrees. She believes pain, fear, and difficult experiences are part of what makes people human. Back in the interrogation room, the agents ask Anika why she stayed on the island when she already knew Perry was dangerous. Anika says she stayed because she could not allow a disturbed man like Perry to control humanity's first contact with aliens. The story then returns to the island. Perry checks on his daughter Lucy again, but instead of talking to her, he only looks at her medical test results and leaves. Later, Anika speaks with the island's doctor. The doctor reveals that she has not left the island in 3 years, and the isolation is slowly affecting her. She tells Anika that Perry lost his wife and son in a house fire 4 years earlier. At the time, Perry was working alone in a separate lab building. He was taking medication and may have been drunk. He only found out about the fire after police officers woke him up. Lucy survived only because she was sleeping at a friend's house at night. The doctor explains that Perry understands that people matter in theory, but he does not know how to care for them in real life. Later, during dinner, Sam performs a small magic trick for Lucy. Perry becomes angry and sends Lucy to bed. Later that night, Charlie and Anika drink together while looking at the ocean. Anika admits she is worried that the aliens could be dangerous. Charlie believes aliens would have no reason to attack Earth because the universe is full of resources and advanced technology, but Anika disagrees. She says life is fragile, and fear may be the only thing that keeps humans careful. After everyone goes to sleep, Charlie secretly enters the lab. He finishes repairing Little Myth, allowing it to finally send a message back to the aliens. Excited by the breakthrough, Charlie immediately tells Perry. Perry rushes to the machine and begins preparing humanity's first message to another world. Perry calls Anika to watch the data as he prepares to send a message to the aliens. Anika strongly disagrees. She says they do not know what the alien signal means, so sending a reply could be dangerous, but Perry ignores her. He chooses the pattern that appears most often in the alien message and decides to send it back. He plans to repeat the code 10 times at different intervals, using the speed of light as a measurement. Perry believes this will show the aliens that humans are intelligent and understand logic. Anika secretly texts Sam, asking him to stop Perry, but Sam only replies that he wishes he were there. Perry notices what she is doing and explains that even Sam cannot stop the machine because there is no emergency shutdown button. Charlie supports Perry and suggests sending a powerful human quote with the signal, but Perry says he does not expect the aliens to answer anyway. He only wants to prove that the machine works. Anika becomes confused. She asks why Perry built such a dangerous machine if he does not even care about receiving a reply. Perry says that proving it can work is the only thing that matters to him. After making the final preparations, the machine begins glowing. The message is sent into space. Everyone waits nervously for a response, but nothing happens. A few minutes later, Anika calls Sam and tells him what happened. She says she is leaving the island, but before the conversation can continue, her phone suddenly loses service. At the same time, the entire lab loses power, but Anika realizes she has been locked inside her room. Across the world, Sam watches as the lights in the city suddenly go out. Charlie checks the system and realizes something is seriously wrong. He desperately tells Perry to shut down the machine. After hesitating, Perry finally turns it off. Charlie then uses his tablet to hack the door lock and free Anika. Together with the island doctor, they watch the news and discover something terrifying. The whole world lost electricity for a few minutes. The blackout causes accidents, disasters, and many deaths around the world. NASA admits that it does not understand what happened. The problem also seems to have affected areas beyond Earth. Some reporters begin wondering if aliens were responsible. Anika notices something important. The power returned after exactly 8 minutes and 19 seconds, the same amount of time sunlight takes to travel from the sun to Earth. Now Anika becomes even more afraid. She says they must destroy Little Myth before it sends or receives anything else. The island doctor agrees, saying they cannot trust Perry to make the right decision. She believes this was not a random blackout. She thinks the aliens responded in a way humans could understand. Charlie agrees that her theory may be correct, but Charlie still believes the aliens may have peaceful intention. Meanwhile, Perry watches the security cameras and sees Lucy running outside. He quickly presses a button on the machine. At the same time, Anika tries to shut down Little Myth, but she realizes Perry has already done it. Outside, something strange happens around the machine. Bugs begin falling dead from the sky, forming a perfect circle around Little Myth. Lucy is playing with a kite nearby when the kite suddenly gets pulled toward the machine. The string wraps around her hand and starts dragging her across the ground. Lucy screams in pain. Perry runs to save her. He quickly entangles the string, allowing the kite to fly away. Lucy then hugs her father, while everyone notices a strange shape appearing in the sky. Meanwhile, in the city, NSA agents visit Sam. They want to know why Sam's operations never lost power during the worldwide blackout. The agents show Sam footage of the strange object in the sky. They cannot study it properly because their satellites are still down. They explain that the object is growing. In 2 days, people on the mainland will be able to see it. Within a week, the entire world may panic. But Sam lies and tells them that the island only contains a solar observatory. When Sam tries to leave, the agents say he needs a military escort. Sam reminds them that they have no proof of wrongdoing and cannot stop him without charges. Back on the island, the terrified staff members begin packing their things and leaving. Charlie notices the circle of dead bugs and tries to get close to Little Myth. Charlie then shows her test results. The machine is surrounded by a strange column of air that has no normal pressure. Anika realizes that human speech is simply air carrying meaning. She begins to wonder if this strange air column could be another form of alien communication. To test the idea, Charlie and Anika collect wood and start a fire near Little Myth. The vacuum around the machine pulls in the smoke. As the smoke moves around the machine, it begins forming strange shapes. Back in the interrogation room, Anika explains that the aliens may communicate through thoughts, images, and symbols instead of spoken language. The agents ask why the aliens cannot simply speak clearly. Anika says advanced beings may have better ways of communicating than human languages. Back on the island, Perry enters Lucy's room and throws the doctor out when she tries to warn him about Lucy's condition. Perry ignores the doctor's concerns and starts reading Peter Pan to his daughter. Meanwhile, the military prepares to invade the island. The world declares a state of emergency. Curfews are introduced, emergency powers are activated, and riots begin in different cities. Some governments even start using martial law to control the chaos. When Sam finally arrives on the island, he asks the team for an explanation they can give the military. Charlie comes up with a theory. He believes the repeated alien signal may actually be a distress call. According to Charlie, the aliens may not be attacking humanity. They may be trying to protect humans from something dangerous. Anika watches the riots and sees people trapped inside subway trains. This reminds her of the firefly she once trapped in a jar with Clara. The firefly needed air to survive. Anika suddenly understands what the aliens are doing. She rushes outside and studies the strange air column around Little Myth. Anika realizes the worldwide blackout was not an attack. It was a scan. The aliens were studying Earth and learning what humans need to survive. They discovered that air is important to humans, so they are now using air to communicate. However, there is one major problem. Anyone who enters the column will not be able to breathe. Charlie volunteers to enter it, but before he can try, soldiers surround the lab and arrest everyone. The military takes control of the island and guards Little Myth. Charlie and Anika try to explain that they can solve the problem by communicating with the aliens, but an NSA agent tells them it is too late. Governments around the world are preparing weapons, and panic is spreading everywhere. The group is locked inside separate rooms, while the authorities decide where to take them. Using the intercom system, Charlie speaks to Anika. Anika is terrified, but Charlie reminds her that fear cannot control her. He tells her that she became a scientist because she wanted to help people. His words make Anika remember Cora's death. She could not save her sister, but this time, she may have a chance to save the world. Anika comes up with a plan. She lies to the NSA agent and says Perry is still sending signals, causing the sky anomaly to grow. The agent believes her and wants to send a soldier to shut the machine down, but Anika says only a scientist can understand the controls. The agent gives her 5 minutes alone with Little Myth inside a tent. Anika pretends to work on the machine using a laptop. At the same time, Charlie starts banging on his glass door and shouting to distract the guards. Anika uses the distraction to run toward Little Myth. She enters the air column, but a soldier shoots her before she can reach safety. After a few seconds of darkness, she wakes up inside the air column. She is completely fine. There is nobody around her, but she realizes the aliens are communicating directly inside her mind. They show her a vision of Clara. The aliens explain that they are not biological creatures or machines. They are made of physics itself. They do not create or destroy things. Instead, they learn, understand, and reorganize reality. Charlie's theory was correct. The original alien message was a distress signal. The aliens came to Earth to protect humanity from dangerous alien races across the universe. Because Earth revealed itself by sending a signal, other alien species may now know that humans exist. But these beings are not predators. They are protectors. As Anika sees visions of space and the universe, the aliens tell her that one day humans may evolve into beings like them. Then Clara gives Anika the jar from their childhood. Anika opens it and releases dozens of fireflies. For the first time, she finally lets go of the guilt and grief she has carried since Clara died. Anika wakes up back in the real world. Suddenly, the strange cloud in the sky begins growing at an incredible speed. Within moments, it spreads across the entire planet. Back in the interrogation room, Anika tells the agents that humanity is now safe from threats in the universe, but she warns that humans may still be dangerous to themselves. When the agents ask if the aliens will ever return, Anika gives them a final answer. She says, "They never left," and that is where the movie ends.